Hi guys, I'm Bob Nelson with Wolfe Ridge, and today we have a 17 VS and we're in the Woodyard. You're going to see this baby run. It's awesome. Here we go. So yeah, I'm Bob, and today I'm at Chris's place here in the Woodyard. So this machine here, you're going to get to use a lot.
Yeah, welcome back, man. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Thanks for letting me stop in here. And bring a new machine
I'm pretty excited to run this. This is
it's going to be a lot of fun. You're going to like it.
Yeah,
it's a machine that will produce so much wood you're going to be afraid. You're going to be afraid. They'll make everybody else cry probably. Cry.
All right. Well, hopefully I don't.
Nightmares, everything, the whole works.
All jokes aside, guys, we did bring the 17 VS over here to leave with Chris and his guys in the Woodyard. There are a few prototype ideas on this machine that we are testing. So anything you see on this machine that looks different is not yet available and may not ever be available because, like I said, this is a prototype. So we tasked them with putting about 100 hours on this thing.
We're gonna try to break it.
I think that's a fair idea.
And as Bert would say, I'm good at breaking stuff.
You are, yes. Well, Bert's here to fix stuff, but he's not here today. But they're gonna put 100 hours on this thing, put a whole bunch of, I know you got a ton of rounds over there, and
yeah, we got a lot of it over there.
Yeah, we'll see what you guys think after 100 hours.
I'm sure it's gonna be great, and I think we're gonna like it.
All right. Well, today we're gonna get it unhooked and we'll split some wood with it quick.
Let's do it. I got some lined up.
I know, I see that. Look over by the tractor. That's some good stuff over there.
Yeah, we got all kinds of good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, look there's another good looking machine over there.
Look at that.
Look at that, they're everywhere. You know, I discovered the right amount of splitters to have in the Woodyard.
How many?
More.
Perfect.
Just like firewood.
Yeah.
More is the right number.
Yeah, well, it works for me. This is a 17 RS with auto cycle and the optional sorting table extension. Here are some good rounds to test on that VS. You can see this one has got a nice knot on the side of it.
Yeah, shuffle it right over.
Good stack. We got the machine set up here. We're gonna start this thing up, and who's gonna go first? You.
No.
Woodyard boss.
I need to see the expert. Show me
Okay, all right. I guess I get to split some wood first. That's all right, it's been a few days. We're gonna fire this thing up. This has got that IGX 390 Honda on it with electric start and automatic choke. Electronic throttle too, so we're in the low speed. Turn the key on, crank it till it starts. Let it warm up a little bit. Pull this. Got the pedal down. Put the log lift down. See if we clear. Oh yeah. Perfect. I think I'll try and put that one on first.
Big one.
Might need an extra, yeah. Oh, dude. Okay guys, that's a big one. I'm gonna turn the throttle up. You don't have to hold it, should be good. Yeah. Nah. Now, we're good. The nice part about the VS is being able to go past the halfway point. This thing is heavy. Use that to help me. If you wanted to put the biggest piece you could find first. All right, guys. What do you think? Come in here, stand on that thing. So, I don't know what diameter this is. What is this? Oak? Ash?
White oak.
White oak. This is white oak. And you want me to do it right in half? Yeah? Okay, 17 tons. Oh yeah, it smells like oak. Now, I'm gonna try and just take a section of it off. Try and finish splitting it here so I can get this out of the way. A little bit of string there. All right. All right. Now I'll make some nice pieces. Nice. Those are my favorite. Stringy stuff. So that's the point here, is the log strippers, and another reason to never keep your hands here, because if it does, pull the log back up. But I kind of want to just get this nasty chunk off of here. I think we're almost there. Yeah. I think it's okay to see the machine struggle with that. Got one piece? Yeah. The sound of that is just... All right, I'm gonna try and shear this off. Deal with that in a minute. One more piece. I don't know what you want me to do with that. Yeah. this is like, that'll work. We rate the log lift at 400 pounds, but it had to be more than that.
That log?
Yeah. Maybe about that?
I would say 350 to 4, yeah.
Yeah.
Because a 20-inch piece of white oak is about 200 pounds.
Yeah.
It was probably close to 30.
That was a big boy.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, we just ran this thing, I don't know, maybe it was 4 or 5 minutes. That was like a 30-inch diameter white oak round, and you can see I stopped up the machine a couple of times, but that's 17 tons, man, and we were going through some knotty, gnarly stuff, making a lot of noise with the machine. Man, I could heat my house for a few nights with this. But there's a big I don't know, controversy with tonnage, you know. Some people will say, oh, 17 tons isn't enough because you're going to buy a box store splitter that's got 30 tons. But I guarantee you, this machine's got more splitting force than that 30-ton box store splitter. And a big shout out to Kevin, because this wedge on here is freaking awesome. You can see a few times when we got stuff like really sunk in and came back up, stripped it back off, and just kept hitting it. I think a big part of it is because of this wedge that you designed. And this machine in general is it's a blast to run. So we're gonna put it to work now with Chris over here. Get some of these bigger rounds. You don't often get to see these things getting used with a ton of nasty stuff like this, right? I mean,
not as often as I'd like to. Yeah, this is great to see the amount of rounds that he's got that are going to really put it through his motions.
Yeah, I mean, we have logs back at the factory that are, you know, this big, but we don't have access to tree service stuff like this.
Yeah,
so
we're going to run a lot. Yeah, and while I was stacking this up, I was telling the guys that average guy's going to get a lot of tree service wood because they're after free wood.
Yeah,
which is great. The problem is that you cannot do anything with that big of wood with a box store splitter or even a small splitter.
Yeah.
You're either gonna have to rip it down or something to handle it. With this, you got your log lift. You can scoop it up, move it around. You got a big work area here.
Yeah.
And you can produce, that is probably, I would say from that one piece, as far as face cords go, it's probably a quarter of a face cord.
Yeah.
So full cords, that would end up being a 1/12 of a full cord.
Yeah.
From one piece.
Yeah, which is pretty wild.
12 of them for a full cord.
Yeah, and while another point with the vertical too is that you can split around the junk. We didn't really separate it in this pile, but you know, like we could have tossed this one into a separate IBC tote and kept this stuff by itself, you know? Yeah, and it's the same thing with like stuff that's dead inside too. When you get a big dead spot, you can just split around that, where on a horizontal, you push it through and all of that crap is in with your with your wood then.
Right. The big thing too, a lot of guys don't know that don't split a lot of wood is that you got to work the piece the way it needs to be.
Yes.
And you tried to go through the knot and the crotch there,
Yeah.
which you're trying to show what it can do, and
Yes.
it does it.
Yeah.
But if you whittle off the edges, that's the smarter way to do
Yeah.
it. 'Cause that way you can get off the good chunks and then save
Yep.
your crap for the end, and that becomes Birtwood.
Yeah. Yes. Exactly.
Firewood.
Yeah. We made some Birtwood last week with the RS when we came. So.
Right.
Yeah.
But the whole purpose of this visit is to see what this machine will do, and the gnarliest wood that we can put through it,
Yeah.
in probably the worst way possible, so
Yeah.
that we know that it's going to work when it gets out to the customer.
And we've got customers that ask us like, well, how bad of stuff can it do? So showing them this, showing the wedge getting stuck and unstuck a couple
Oh, yeah,
times,
it
and
happens. It
that's real world, you know.
Like this stuff over here, I don't see any knot. Like this one's a beautiful one.
Yeah,
This
that is
deal.
you were gonna put that on first, and everybody's gonna go, oh,
nice, yeah.
put a real log on there.
This one's a real log because this
Yeah.
is a branch coming out
Yep.
here, as you can see.
Yep.
So this has got, you got two circles here.
Yeah.
Three. There's one here, one here, one here. So this will be a nasty one. So
Ideally,
what you
I
do
would.
is you'd want to take an edge and then an edge, and
Yep.
an edge, and then an edge. You
Yeah.
kind of work your way into the crap.
Yeah, and with like this, with that round, I couldn't really pull it much more towards me because it was so big
Yeah.
in diameter. But another trick to this too is when you get to something that won't split, like let's say that you had just this section of wood and you're gonna put the wedge all the way here, don't do that. Slide this a little bit closer so the wedge only grabs, you know, a little bit of it, and you can really, you know, when you learn how to read the wood and
Right.
and what the machine is capable of, you don't need any more than 17
Well,
tons.
and what you did is you cut a little bit on the edge and then you spun it around and cut the opposite side.
Yep.
So you're working it down is what
Yeah,
you're doing.
exactly.
Yeah, it's a safer way to do it too.
Yeah,
Because you're going to get, no matter what you got for a splitter, unless it's 100 tons,
yeah,
you're going to get it stuck eventually. 'Cause-
right.
And this is some of the hardest wood there is to split is this white oak.
Yeah.
And this is fresh green white oak, so it's tough stuff.
Yeah,
It really shows how robust this frame is as well. Like, you know, you got a 200-pound half of these rounds hitting the stripper bars and landing back down onto the table.
yeah, just slam back down, and that's why I say keep your hands out of the way, you know, and
Oh yeah.
thumbs on the side. Like I've noticed, and this is another pat on the back for you, Kevin, is like the working height of this vertical in comparison to some other stuff I've seen out there. I've seen where guys, they have to kind of crouch and then your hands are naturally working towards the top of the round where you don't want them. And this working table height, you're not crouched. You're standing straight up, you're holding like this. So, you know, your hands are out of the danger zone.
Straight back.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
And there was a ton of complications to get that working height. There's a lot of things on this machine that could have been done differently to do a different working height, but
Yeah.
we think all in all it turned out well.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. That was the top one.
Yep. So yeah, just turn the key, just turn it, start her up. There you go. Now you put the log lift out all the way. I think we put a total of about 25, 30 minutes on this machine. And Chris, in the background, what did you think? How much do you think we did?
That's a face cord.
Okay,
That's
so
usually a face
we got a
cord
face
right
cord, and we put some challenging things through it, and we're going to see more of that happening on Chris's channel, In the Woodyard. This might be a few weeks out yet, but we're really excited to see what you guys can put through here.
We're going to put a ton of crap through it. We're
All right.
going to try the nasty stuff.
All right, good.
And I'm looking forward to it because I've never really had access to a vertical splitter that I can take care of the crap wood, the
Yeah.
tree service wood.
Yeah.
I've always tried to have a lot of stuff that's the easier, the higher production type of really good wood.
Yeah,
But there's a lot of money to be made in this stuff for like the average guy that can get tree service, and you can make pretty wood
right.
with something like this.
This was 3 rounds.
3 rounds.
Yeah, that's crazy. If you guys would like more information on any of the Wolfe Ridge products, including tech specs, pricing, photos, videos, dealer locator, event schedule, and more, please check out our website, www.wolferidgemfg.com. You can give us a call or send us an email. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for the support. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on what's next at Wolfe Ridge.